Hey guys, it's Kara. I bet you're wondering why I'm wearing the same outfit I was wearing in my last video. Well, it's because I filmed both of the videos in the same day because I'm busy. But anyway, so I'm here to do the 7 Deadly Sins tag, and I was tagged by Patty Cakes TV. So thank you very much for tagging me. I love being tagged. I love it. And I don't feel so bad about doing tag videos now that I'm actually tagged. I never got to do this tag. So, this will be really fun. Also, really quick, I've had this necklace since like 7th grade, and I named him Bob, and I just recently bought him a girlfriend, and so this is his girlfriend, and I don't know what to name her. So if you guys have any name like option, unpopular, no, any names, please let me know, and I would love your input. But anyway, on to the tag. So, the first deadly sin is greed. What is your most expensive or least expensive book? My most expensive book was definitely this one. It was Anne Rice, The Vampire Chronicles, which is Interview the Vampire Lestat, and Queen of the Damned. This book is so beautiful, and it's part of the Barnes and Noble collection. I don't know the name of it, but this book cost me $20, and I have a lot more expensive books, but I didn't pay that much for them. This one I actually paid a solid $20 for, so that was a lot of money. And I have yet to read any of them, so I can't wait to read those. But moving on. The next deadly sin is wrath. What author do you have a love-hate relationship with? And this one popped to my mind, and it probably was everyone else's choice, but definitely Suzanne Collins, who wrote The Hunger Games. She did a great job with the first two books and jumped off a cliff in the third book. I just don't like Mockingjay at all. So yeah. Okay, gluttony. What book have you deliciously devoured over and over with no shame whatsoever? I've only ever reread two books in my entire life. The first one being Stephen Chbosky's Perks of Being a Wallflower, and the second one being Stephanie Perkins' Anna and the French Kiss, which I will be reading those again probably in a year or so. And I will be reading Lola and the Boy Next Door again soon, and The Fault in Our Stars, because I actually really enjoy rereading. Who would have thought? Alright, next is sloth. What book have you neglected reading due to laziness? Well, I have a big stack right here because these books all have one thing in common. They're very large. Oh, God, just so popular. They're very large books. So the first one is the Narnia series. I never read Narnia, and I didn't read any of them. I read the first chapter or two in the first book, but that was when I was in 7th grade, so I do not remember it. And I've put off reading it because it is so it's just a whole world that I haven't even attempted to scratch the surface of yet. The next one is Rebel Angels by Libba Bray. I read the first one, and this one's really big, and the third one is even bigger, so I'm kind of afraid to start reading them again. The next one I don't have with me, but it's Gone with the Wind. I own it, and I want to read it because I've heard it's really great, but once again, it is so long. And the last one, which I am reading this year, I promise, is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. And again, just really, really big books. They kind of scare me because it makes me feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be spending so much time reading one book. Holy crap. Anyway, the next is Pride. So, what book do you most talk about in order to sound like a very intellectual reader? I guess I would have to say pretty much any classic I've ever read, but also The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, because I really liked this book. I mean, I liked it for a classic, not just in general, because it kind of got boring at parts and are really philosophical. But I like to talk about it because it has a really cool concept. Lust. What attributes do you find most attractive in male or female characters? Definitely confidence. I don't know what it is about male characters in books. I think guys in books are way hotter than guys in real life because, well, not really, kind of. Because guys in books kind of act like girls. They have kind of girlish emotions. They really care about what people feel, but regardless, that's a whole nother rant video. But I really like it when they're confident with themselves and they have kind of a superiority to them. kind of arrogant a little bit. I kind of like arrogant guys. Only in my books though. And also independence, I don't like the guys who are always clinging to the girls, always thinking, stuff like that. I like my guys to be, men. Also, the last one is Envy. What book would you most like to receive as a gift? I wrote 3 down because I have a feeling that these particular 3 books would be extremely expensive and I just don't want to spend the money on them, but I really would love to have them in my collection. The first is The Complete Works of Edgar Allan Poe. I know I could go to any half-price books and buy a copy of this, but I want a really nice copy. I want my Edgar Allan Poe book to be the pinnacle of all Edgar Allan Poe books, just to be like, holy moly, that is the most beautiful book ever. The next one is The Complete Works of Sherlock Holmes. I would love to have a beautiful copy of that also because I've never read any of those. And the last one, I would like to have all of the Lord of the Rings books, but not just, hand-me-down crappy versions of Lord of the Rings. I want gorgeous Lord of the Rings books. I think my fault here lies in my expectation of beauty in books because I seem to want really beautiful books that cost a lot of money. So yeah, those would be great gifts because I'm too cheap to go buy them. Alright, I will just, you guys are all tagged. Excuse me. You guys are all tagged. I tagged people in the last video, so I feel bad for not tagging more people. Okay, bye.